Earth, Fire, Water, and Air. Marilyn in her usual whatever. We got the topic this morning. Her whirlwind or her tornado, whatever we call it. So we all had a few minutes to prepare before we present our panel. This was also going to be the break, I believe. So if you just all stand up for a little bit, I want to have us kind of breathe a song. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. You can sing with me. You guys with the microphones, come on. We're going to do it like this. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Earth, my body, water, my blood. You're supposed to be moving those bodies. Water moves, water flows. Water does better when it's moving. Air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. One more time. Come on, everybody, all together. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Earth, my body, water, my blood, air, my breath, and fire, my spirit. Ho, ho, ho. I was telling my panel, can we get up on those chairs and get down again? So if I need help, somebody better rescue me. I have a friend who's a large African traditional woman, and she decided to start working out in Uganda, and she was describing to us on Facebook how she was on her bicycle thing and she fell off. And nobody in the gym came to help her, so she had to deal with it herself. And when she was posting on Facebook, and she said, and don't any of you come down and try to take pictures of me because I'm up now. Anyway, we're talking about the four elements. Without, we do not have life. I'm going to let my panel introduce themselves, take 5 minutes each to talk about what's in their hearts in relationship to the earth, fire, water, and air. Ho.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes. My name is Irma Medellin, and I'm founder of El Quinto Sol de América. El Quinto Sol de América is a grassroots organization based in Lindsay, Tulare County. And I'm immigrant from Mexico. 27 years ago, I crossed the border to come here. And I have 4 daughters, and now I have 3 grandsons. And when I crossed the border, I just work in my home and care my daughters, take to the school, and take time for me to know where is a place where I live. And when I'm start working in the community, I face how many people like me and from my country live here, and how many obstacles we face. Very hard. So, but God gave me the opportunity to start working in the community, recognize where I live, and we need to work very hard to decide how to live with dignity in this country. I continue. So I just might introduce, or I introduce myself, or I work with the problem.
Into the solutions.
The solution.
Identify the problem in 30 seconds, and then we're going to be focused on solutions.
But I really want to talk about the drought, the sequía, no water in our communities. And I think when you hear hear the drought, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about when you hear this? We have problems if we don't have water. Agriculture, yes. And how many people think about how the community and these poor communities face this problem? Just we think about the agriculture, but who think about the people who live there? You know, and I like to make an example. So now in Tulare County, the county gave more than 1,000 permits for a new wells, because the wells what exist now is just a 600 underground, but it's not water, no more. So many communities, like East Porterville, they don't have water. The communities don't have water. And what is the other problem? They don't have money. We are poor communities. We don't have money. But the government have money and have a plan for agriculture. And they have access to millions of dollars to make a new wells. But it's not the same for the people who live in the communities. We don't have money for pay $1 million for a new well. And this is a sample what we think it. Maybe you can see, but this is our soil, the ground, where is our groundwater. And up is the agriculture. And our communities is in the middle of the agriculture. So if we have a well and no water, we don't have money for make a new well. But the agriculture, the farmers, they have money. And they make more wells. If today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wells, for example, maybe 2 for communities, maybe 3 for agriculture, but now it's no water and they need to go more under the ground, they take the permits for the government to make more wells. So you can see, like this is like a straw, popotes, when you drink soda.
Straw.
The straw. If you can put more straw here, this is the same water. So that you drink more fast, the water. Yeah, but who uses that water? Agriculture. Yeah. But what about the community? What about the people? If we don't have money. So that is the reality. And what you say, you think about agriculture, but you don't think about the people who work in the fields, who depend on agriculture. That is important. See, but we need to think about that. And it's necessary to talk in la necesidad y la lucha es diaria, porque esto afecta la economía, like you say, economic development affect
Who's
our
being
families.
affected, yeah.
So, and we need help, and we need to promote and give the right information. When I say right information, I'm talking about popular education. And we need to have the right information to take action.
Public education, that's correct. And that's the most important solution, because what she's talking about is the water. It's not just in Fresno and Central Valley. And actually now, because of the groundwater disappearing and the more straws going into the groundwater, the ground is actually sinking at about a foot a month. Water is the new gold. The system that was put into place in the 1850s was not sustainable, and we've reached the end of that sustainability. The North is not keeping water from the South. The North is out of water. And these are issues Indigenous people, as Patty Chang said, have been addressing since 1995 and even previous. They were actually voicing their concerns in the 1850s when the system was being put in place. Our voices have finally reached collective action through Beijing. There was a shadow conference occurring in Huairou, which is the city out of Beijing, and there was an indigenous conference that was set up. We set ourselves up independently once we were over there because our issues were not on the agenda. So we created our own agenda, created a human rights action force for the indigenous people of the world, and because people from every continent were there, we all collectively signed it. The issues of water, food, sustainability, those were all on the agenda in 1995. And like we said, you know, the Al Gore and the Pope are just catching up. But the issue of water is that it is really precious. The system that we put in place is at its end point. The headwaters have been going dry for 10 years, way before the drought that we're in. So The new gold. Water is not a waste product. Water is very precious.
Hello, my name is Sabine Talogan, and I work for the California Consortium for Urban Indian Health. We are the policy advocacy arm of urban Indian health centers throughout California. We also provide training and technical assistance. So that's very specific to healthcare, but with the topic that earth, air, water, and fire, I think that I'm kind of just speaking and generally about Indigenous people. As Indigenous people, it is our responsibility to remind ourselves and others about their relationship and connections to land. Colonization taught us that land could be owned, used, and disregarded, and these words are very similar to abuse that people treat each other with. Land is permanent. It holds everything: food, ecology, history. It's no coincidence that in language we use the term grounded to mean understanding, balanced, and modest. Healing our connections with land is required to heal our relationships with our own bodies. Land and our bodies and our communities are all symbiotically related. We have to look at the state of the trees, the soil, the air, the water, as a reflection of ourselves and our priorities. In order to create safe communities, we have to see the historical and intergenerational trauma in addition to the lived trauma in ourselves and in each other. We have to be inclusive of the people that have hurt us and the people who have power to. We have to connect to land as the keeper of stories, and we have to be vessels for those stories and tell them. We have to build communities grounded in interdependence, balance, and wholeness, and we must do this by healing our relationships to land.
Oh, so usually we say, oh, and that's the way we say honor, because sometimes when I talk or I've offered a prayer, people say, are we supposed to clap? And usually, no, you're not. You say, oh, we do it verbally. The other thing, that ulation I'm doing, la, 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 when I do that, everybody's supposed to respond back. It says that you're here, you hear me, and we're celebrating that we're here together, and if we're lost from each other, we find each other. That's a way of calling ourselves home. Plus, it's really good for your lungs. You know, you're breathing earth from, from your belly. So, ladies, do we have any more comments or inspirations? Very good, both of you. Thank you. Do you want 2 minutes? Oh, she put it all in there.
Yeah, I forgot to say that I'm Chumash. That's my tribe in Southern California.
Yes.
I would just like to recommend a book called The Cadillac Desert that describes the total misuse of water since the 1800s in this country. So I mean, this has been going on for well over 150 years.
Okay, so we got our minute head up. I just want everybody to realize water is the new gold. It's the old gold. And it's sacred. Each one of us has the responsibility to educate ourselves, our families, our neighbors. The largest consumers of water are the corporations that produce energy. 60% of water use in the state of California is corporations. So we as individuals can do our 40% conservations. We have to put pressure on our legislators, PG&E, SGG&E, SCE, Mudflat, whoever you're with, for them to put sustainable energy sources for us. And we're good to go. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.